Hello, it's Professor Kat, joining you today to invite you into my wonderful, mystical, magical world of statistics and probability. Wouldn't it be great if you knew how your life was going to turn out? Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could predict exactly what was going to happen? Well, friends, I can help you take some steps forward today towards reaching that goal. Let's look at all the wonderful things that you're going to learn, all the wonderful skills and concepts you're going to master as we explore statistics and probability. First of all, what we're going to be doing today in this lesson, line plots. They're super easy and awesome. Histograms. It sounds hard, but it's just a bar graph. You've probably already done that many times. 3, finding the middle of the data. Mean, median, and mode. That's 3 different ways we're going to learn to find the middle. Lesson 4 is going to be Q1 and Q4. If we find the middle, then we're also going to find what's at 25% and what's at 75%. Sounds hard, but I promise it's easy. 5 is box plots. That's just a visual way to show the middle, Q1 and Q4. And then outliers, pieces of data that don't really make sense. Like if the average age in our classroom is 11, but I had somebody who was 37 years old in our classroom. That would be an outlier. It wouldn't fit with the rest of the data. It wouldn't make sense. Next up is mean absolute distribution, how spread apart from the middle your data sets or numbers are. And then, my favorites, computating simple probability. What's the likelihood that this is going to happen to you? And complex probability. What's the likelihood that this and that are going to happen to you? 2 events or more. Let's get started with our lesson of the day, line plots. Our teach point is that today and every day, you know that I can make line plots to model how data I've collected is distributed. Let's look at our first problem. I asked some of our friends, how many of your classes are on Google Classroom right now? Let's say Jayla said 4, Jazz said 1, Akashi said 2, Ryan said 6, and Noah said 2. The first thing I want to do with this data set, or these numbers I've collected, is put them in order from least to greatest. Magic! Now I have my 5 numbers in order, 1, 2, 2, 4, 6. The next thing that I'm going to do is make a line, kind of like a number line, where I can space these apart. Now I can't just put the 1 next to the 2 and then go to 4. I have to leave space for the 3, even if there's no 3. So let's count how many spaces my box plot needs to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. I'm going to make sure that they are all equally distanced. And you can use a drawing app on your iPad to do this at home. You can go on the computer, go to Google Docs, and say insert drawing. Any of those methods. So now I'm just going to kind of line these up here. I have a 1, 2 2s, a 4, and a 6. I'm going to number my number line down below so that when I get rid of these tiles, I know what the meaning of each point is. And I'm going to put an X for every time that data point is represented. 1 is represented 1 time, so I'm going to put 1 X. 2 is represented twice, you guessed it, 2 X's. No 3s, 1 4, no 5s, 1 6. So now when I move my tiles out of the way, I have created my very first box plot. Super easy. That's all you're doing today. Let's look at an example with a few more numbers. I asked some people, how many pets have you had in your entire lifetime? And let's say Janiyah said 2, Phoebe said 19, Valerie said 7, Traydell said 4, Lucy said 1, Maya said 0, and Azra said 2. and Jeremy said 5. The first thing I want to do again is put these numbers in order from least to greatest. So I have 0, 1, 2 2s, a 4, a 5, a 7, and a 19. Now if I'm going from 0 to 19, or let's say 0 to 20, I'm going to divide it in the middle and say that this is 0, this is 20, this is 10, this is 5, and this is 15. Now I'm going to number those points. 0, 20, 10 is in the middle, 5 is here, and 15 is here. So at 0, I have 1x. At 5, I have 1x. And at 19, I have 1x. I'm going to put these back up here after I have finished them. Now at 7, which is if I go halfway between 5 and 10, 7's a little bit to the left of that. At 7, I have an x. And then this would be about 2.5 right here. So I'm going to go to 4. 4 has an x. 1 has an x. And 2 has 2 x's. And anywhere there's an X that I don't have an actual marker, I'm going to go back in with a different color just so I can be very clear with my readers. And I'm going to label this 1, 2, 4, 7, and 19, just so that my box plot is very clear about those values. All right, that's it for today. You have learned how to make box plots. You've learned that you need to make sure the numbers are spaced evenly so that they are representative of distance, just like a number line is. And I know that you're gonna make wonderful, beautiful box plots today. What I want you to do in the comments down below is I want you to write a data set. So you're gonna list a topic and some numbers. So for example, types of candy I have in my house, or types of soda I like to drink, or types of chocolate frogs that I've eaten. How many wizard cards I have. And you're going to put the topic and some numbers down in the bottom below, and you are writing a question. Then you're going to look at a question somebody else has written, and you're going to make a box plot for that. You can do it online or on a piece of paper, and you're going to post the answer in the comments. So for example, I could write a question that says, how many Harry Potter books have you read? And I could write a data set. I could put 1, 3, 3, 4, and 5, and then somebody else is going to come in, look at that data, and make a line plot from the data that I've written down below in the comments. Have a magical day. See you soon.